So I changed my diet as I mentioned, Akhi. I lost a lot more weight, but this was all in preparation to have my colonoscopy that I was telling you about. So before you have an operation like a colonoscopy, Akhi, they have to give you a consultation. This is what I thought I missed out earlier on. All right, so the colonoscopy first. It was my procedure now, where they were gonna cut out my colon. That's not the colonoscopy. The colonoscopy is with the camera. Now they're gonna cut out my colon. So they have to give me a.
Okay.
Look on.
What are the implications of cutting out somebody's colon?
Exactly. So that's what you need the consultation for. Because now
Okay.
they're going to tell you the implications, the potential ramifications, the risks, and stuff like that. So I knew the meeting was coming up. And in my head, I said, you know what? I'm going to have all my questions ready. I'm going to be, asking the surgeon this and that and this and that. Actually, it was nothing how I expected it to go. It never went anything, not even remotely how I expected it to go. I went there coming up confident like this, thinking, yeah, I'm gonna be confident. I'm gonna face this challenge face on. I walked out of that room with my head like this. I couldn't even look at my surgeon, and the reason why was when I went in there, it was a friendly conversation with the nurse at first. Getting the regular stuff out the way. Then she's like, oh, the surgeon's gonna come and see you in a minute. I was like, all right, cool. I wasn't expecting that, or maybe I was, but I wasn't expecting what he was about to do. So he come in and he introduced himself, Dr. Westcott, and he's like, all right, after speaking about everything, he goes to me, because of the nature of the surgery, right? If you can imagine where your belly button is, they were gonna do, if I'm not mistaken, the correct term is keyhole surgery, where they insert, go into my body just below my belly button. And he said to me, because of the nature of the operation and where we're going to be cutting around, you may never be able to use downstairs again. Like, it may never work again. And I was like, what? No, it's not happening. Again, it was just my instant reaction. The defenses are coming up now. I feel threatened and I'm scared. I thought you're going up the other, like, what's that? What's the back got to do with the front kind of thing? So I'm having a hard time because I wasn't expecting that. Now I'm having a hard time just comprehending anything that he's saying after this point. He goes, it shouldn't happen, but we're duty bound. That was the message. We're duty bound to tell you. And I was like, my wife was like, don't worry, it's going to be okay. Like, she was my rock at that stage. And then it was what he said to me next. I mean, if what he'd just already said wasn't hard enough or painful enough to deal with, he said, all right, we just need to do an internal investigation. I said, what do you mean, an internal investigation? What does that mean? He goes, I just need to check how far the tumor is up your colon. And I said to myself, what is happening? Like, in such a short, I've never been violated. I call it violated, but that's just a negative way of looking at it. It's not being violated, is it? If it's a medical procedure. Just like
So,
women have internal investigations all the time, especially if they have children or whatever. But to me, at the time, I saw it as a violation of, like, almost like my manhood to a degree, you know? So he had to do an internal investigation, and I cried like a baby. I cried, shaking, like uncontrollably shaking, because I was like, it was too much over a short space of time. You with me? That's one of the things that I found difficult to deal with about the whole situation. But anyway, after that, remember I told you that I changed my diet. Like, I was so, like, I couldn't look him in his face. After he did that to me, I couldn't look at him. Like, I was broken, proper. After that experience, me and my wife went PF Chang's. I said, yeah, we went PF
that's my
Chang's. I was
favorite.
like,
That's my favorite spot. That's our favorite spot.
Achi, it's that those dynamite prawns, bro.
Mm.
Like, I remember I had stopped eating all types of. I know obviously prawns aren't meat, but I stopped eating fish, meat, chicken,
Okay.
everything.
Okay.
But I said, Bismillah, let's go, man. After that, I need to go and have some dynamite prawns, right? So we ate, and then we just kind of planned, what the how we're gonna move forward. So no sooner than later. Remember that was the end of August, right? And early September. No sooner than later, maybe about 2 weeks later, that's when I scheduled my first my surgery. So I went in there the day before. They done everything they had to do. I went in there, Akhi, if I'm not mistaken, 59 kg. So I had already lost a significant amount of weight, because when I got diagnosed, I was around the 63, 64. Then when I cut out my diet, you know, in preparation for my surgery, I went down to like 58. So that's how much I was roughly about going into the surgery. And if you, there's a video on my Facebook somewhere, you see me, I look, like, when I look at myself now, I look skinny. And you want to know what at the time, it felt like it added insult to injury. Before I knew I had cancer, I was still teaching. So you can go on my personal Facebook now, not my Insta, my Facebook, and you can see lessons where I had cancer but I didn't know. And I used to get messages from people that I know, and there was like definitely one from a sister that I don't know who she is. She messaged me and said, "Brother, are you okay? You look sick." And do you know how offensive that is? When you don't know that you're sick and somebody's saying that you look sick? It's like, what are you trying to say, kind of thing. I forgot to even mention this. I used to do Eid events, right? So I used to, as a part of Little Mason, we sell toys and books as well that we author, bilingual books at that. So I used to do a lot of Eid events, right? So when you're in that circle, I suppose like yourself, when you're in the whole podcast circle and the YouTube, Instagram circle, you know other Instagrammers in your space. So, you know, these Eid events year in, year out, you kind of see the same faces and the same brands. There was one Eid, one Eid event that I walked past a brother that I know only via him being another a stool holder, and I looked at him and I was like, "Assalamu alaikum, akhi," thinking like, "How are you? Like, how you doing?" And he was like, and went to walk past, and then he stopped and double take. I could done a double take. I was like, "You look different. You lost some weight." And I was like, yeah. And I'm thinking like, you know, just working out or whatnot. I was taking it as a good thing. But these were little signs I was getting. Now that I think back in retrospect, that people were seeing that gradual change in my weight. So anyway, they said that they're going to do the surgery. And it goes to me, okay, they said, "Look, when we do the surgery, we might need to give you a stoma bag." And I'm like, "Well, what's a stoma bag?" It's like, every time I see these people, like, they don't tell me nothing good. It's always, it's like, but and I was like, "What?" They said they're going to put this bag on me that I'm going to use to defecate in. And I was like, I don't want that. I don't want to be like that. I just want to use what Allah has given me to defecate in, you know? There's like, it's not a definite. It's just a precautionary measure. So the day before, you know, I had to go up to the nurse and I had to lift up my top, and then she had to draw a line, an X on me where it will go. And then I remember going into the day of the surgery. You know, I think I slept in the hospital the night before, I believe. Or I might have went in there the same day, I don't remember. I went down, they gave me the anesthetic, lights out. I don't remember anything after that. Nothing at all. The next thing I do remember is waking up. So I'm waking up in this recovery room, disorientated, thinking where I am. The moment, it took about 2 seconds though. Literally, it was like, it felt super duper fast. The first thing I did, remember I'm laying down looking up to the ceiling. First thing I did was put my hands on my belly, and I felt, you know, like if you had a plastic bag, yeah, like a sandwich bag, and you blow in it so it's kind of inflated, and you put it underneath your top and you tap it, that kind of sound that it makes. I felt that and I was like, oh man, I got the bag. So anyway, I was like, I got it, what can I do? You have to just, bismillah, just to get on with it. So then eventually they got up, and I was, for the most part, other than my current situation, I was fine. I was able to speak. I wasn't in any pain. I still had a lot of drugs in my system.